What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to be predicting the first round of the NBA playoffs. This is kind of an updated one. I kind of did playoff predictions prior to this video, but I didn't have the right teams and the right seeds, because I think I had the Celtics the second seed and the Cavs first seed. I think I had I think the Western Conference was still the same, but I think the East wasn't really set yet. So this is more of an updated, and we're only going to be predicting the first round. And I am very excited for the first round of the NBA playoffs. And we're going to go ahead and start with the Eastern Conference side of things, when the Boston Celtics face the Chicago Bulls. So, the Celtics, are going to love having home court advantage throughout the playoffs, especially if they have to face Cleveland in the NBA or the Eastern Conference Finals. They're going to love home court advantage. As far as the Bulls go, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see Rajon Rondo face Celtics in a series. I'm kind of excited about that kind of storyline going in. And let's see, there's Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Wade's back and healthy, so that's going to help the Bulls out a little bit. I think the Bulls will push the Celtics to the limit. I think they'll bring the competitiveness, especially if they're home on TNT, because the Bulls have won, I don't know, I think it's in the 20s, 20 in a row, something 20s in a row of winning home games on TNT. So the key for the Bulls to win is get them on home court advantage or home court on TNT. But in all seriousness, I think the Celtics are going to win in 6. I think the Bulls will take the Celtics to the limit, maybe even 7, but I think the Celtics come out on top in 6, and the Bulls are, going to be questioning themselves in the offseason a little bit. Next, we have the Washington Wizards and the Atlanta Hawks. So, this is another interesting one. The Wizards, they have John Wall playing excellent, Bradley Beal playing excellent, Otto Porter's there, Marcin Gortat's there, Markieff Morris is there. And then, earlier in the season, you were just looking at their starting 5, and it's yeah, it's pretty solid, it's pretty good, but, where's the bench? They didn't really have any bench players. At the trade deadline, they traded for Bojan Bogdanovic, which has made a huge difference. And, Brandon Jennings bought out his contract in New York, and he signed with the Washington Wizards as well. So the Wizards bench is pretty strong now, too, as well, with Ian Mahimi and all of them coming off the bench. So, Wizards are looking good. The Hawks are looking good. And, they traded for Ersan Ilyasova. They have Dennis Schroeder, Dwight Howard, Kent Bazemore. I guess Kent Blazemore, some people say. But, the Wizards, I don't know. I think this is going to go to 6, but I think the Wizards come out on top. And I think Dwight Howard's going to realize that it's almost time, to get things going, because he's 30. He needs to make a playoff push, a championship run, and he hasn't been in the Eastern Conference, or he hasn't been in the finals since, I think, his days with the Magic. So maybe he'll suit up, whatever, and maybe he'll help the Hawks surpass the Wizards, but I just don't see it happening. And back to the first series, I'm very interested to see what Isaiah Thomas does in the playoffs as well, which will be very exciting. Next, we have the Toronto Raptors and the Milwaukee Bucks. So the Toronto Raptors against Milwaukee, this is going to be another good series. If the Bucks were healthy with Jabari Parker, I think this would be a totally different series. The Raptors are going to have Kyle Lowry back, Serge Ibaka, Jonas Valanciunas. DeMar DeRozan's playing excellent. I think the Bucks, they have Malcolm Brogdon, they have Greg Monroe, they have Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, but Jabari Parker is just that X factor that the Bucks really, really need. And I think the Bucks can take the Raptors to 7, but I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm gonna say that this goes to 6 or 5, and I think the Raptors come out on top. The Cavs and the Pacers. I think this is gonna be another fun series as well, watching LeBron and PG-13 duel out. And honestly, I think LeBron and the Cavs are going to come out on top. Despite their woes, despite, everything that they've been struggling with lately, I think they're going to come out on top in this series. Maybe in 6 or 7. I'm going to take the Cavs in 6. maybe even 7, because the Pacers took the Raptors to the limit last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if they took the Cavs to the limit. The Pacers are definitely winning a couple games. I don't think they're just going to get swept, which would suck to see them get swept. Like, notice, and so I'm going to take the Cavs in 6. Notice how I've played it safe, like all these series, like I've said 6 or 7, because I just think these are all good series. I mean, I could definitely be wrong about all of it, but all these teams are really good. I mean, all these teams have chances to win games. So this is the Eastern Conference side of things, at least for now, is going to be a strong playoffs. It's going to be interesting to watch, and all the storylines inside of it, everything going on inside the game. It's going to be awesome to see, and I'm not kidding. I think that all of these games could, I think all these series could go to 7 if possibly. Honestly, I think they could, because there's just a lot of competitiveness this time around in the East. Some actually in the West, I might be able to see that a little bit too. But so those are my predictions for the Eastern Conference. It's going to be interesting. Somebody could get swept as well, and I could be totally wrong about that. The only team I could see getting swept is probably the Bucks or the Pacers. I don't think anyone else is getting swept, but I really don't want to see the Pacers or the Bucks get swept. I want to see some interesting series, because I remember, when I'm sick of seeing the Cavs and the Warriors just blow everybody up and just move right on the finals, blow everyone out, win in 4, win in 5. It's getting annoying, so I'm really hoping that changes this year. Next, for the Western Conference, we have the Golden State Warriors and the Portland Trail Blazers. So I predicted this series in my last video, but with everything going on right now, as a Blazers fan, this might be a biased choice, but I'm going to choose it. I think the Blazers are going to shock the world and beat the Warriors in 6. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I think that the Blazers actually, with the confidence I have in being a fan of the Trailblazers, if we have Yusuf Nurkic back, we have Lillard, McCollum, Evan Turner, Allen Crabbe. If all these guys play well, we do have a chance of beating Golden State in a series. I mean, as crazy as that sounds, I know I might sound stupid as hell to you right now, but, as far as, what a smart choice would be the Warriors, beat the Blazers in 5 or 6. But I'm going to be bold here and be a fan of my team and love my team. I'm going to take the Blazers in 7. Yeah, you heard it here. Blazers in 7. The Warriors may have Kevin Durant, Draymond, Clay, and Steph, but we have Lillard, we have McCollum, we have Nurkic, and that's about it. No, I'm just kidding. We have Evan Turner and Allen Crabbe and all that, but I'm going to make the bold decision by saying the Blazers win in 7. Crazy, I know, but I am a Blazers fan. I need to support my team. Last video I was all like being realistic about it, but I'm not going to be realistic. I'm going to be bold, all right, for this series at least. All right, next we have the Clippers and the Utah Jazz. So, the Clippers got home court advantage, which is going to help them out a lot against the Jazz. The Jazz are a very good team, very good young and up-and-coming team. They have a lot of good veterans, or not a lot of good veterans, but they have like 2 good veterans playing really good right now for them too, Boris Diaw and George Hill. So I think this series could actually go to 7, to be honest. The Jazz and the Clippers, it's going to be another fun series between these teams. The Jazz, every time I watch the Jazz, they take teams to the limit, man. They do not give up. They will hit threes with 5 seconds left and, tie the game and then force you to do. The Jazz are a good team. They're very competitive. So I think the Jazz are going to take the Clippers to the limit. And you know what? This is crazy, but I'm going to pick the Jazz to beat the Clippers in 7. I'm changing all my opinions. I think I chose the Clippers, but I'm going to choose the Clippers. The Jazz to beat the Clippers in 7. I think it's going to be an emotional breakdown for the Clippers. I think this is going to be a rebuild mode after this season. And I'm going to pick the Jazz to beat the Clippers in 7. Call me crazy. Next, we got the Rockets and the Thunder, which I think everybody in the entire planet is looking forward to this series the most. When Russell Westbrook and James Harden go up against each other, mano-a-mano with their teams. I think everybody's looking forward to this because this is like a really balanced series. I think really both players are carrying their teams, and then they have just a little bit of help around them. Russell Westbrook has Steven Adams, Enes Kanter, Oladipo. The Rockets have Eric Gordon, Lou Williams, Ryan Anderson. It's a very balanced series. They have players beyond that, obviously, but it's a very balanced series. and this one I think is gonna go to 7 too. I know I'm like picking all these series to go to like 6 or 7, but it's just I don't know. I have that vibe this year that like I don't see anyone getting swept. But okay, besides this last series maybe, but a lot of these series I don't see anyone getting swept. I see very competitive series. I mean, I don't know why. I'm just feeling that vibe. So I'm gonna pick what I'm feeling. So although I'm going to pick the Rockets to edge the Thunder. I said this last video too, so I'm not changing my opinion on this one. I'm going to choose the Rockets to edge the Thunder just by a tiny bit because, I think the Rockets have a little bit better shooters than the Thunder do. Russell Westbrook's going to beast it up, obviously. He's going to make his case for MVP. James Harden's going to make his case for MVP. Still interesting to see who's going to win that. But this is going to be a very fun series. I cannot wait to watch. I'm going to try to tune in I'm going to try to watch every game of the playoffs this year. I'm very excited for it. Next, we have the Grizzlies and the Spurs. It should be another fun series too. The Grizzlies, they always I think they always put up a good fight against the Spurs. I think they've played the Spurs a lot in the playoffs before. Maybe one other time. I think they faced them in the Western Conference Finals of previous years, but the Grizzlies, they're just kind of the same team, and they never do anything. Like, they have Mike Conley, Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, and Tony Allen. That's basically, they've had that team for years, and they haven't done shit. So, I don't know why I would sit here and say, oh, the Grizzlies are going to upset the Spurs. I just can't see it. I think the Spurs beat the Grizzlies in 5. And that's the first series I predict to go, like, to 5. Like, hard prediction, I think this is going to 5 games, to be honest. I think that the Grizzlies can put up a good fight, and I think they could take the Spurs to at least 6. I don't think they can take them to 7, in my personal opinion. If they had Chandler Parsons and he was playing like in previous years, I could see it maybe, but I'm going to choose the Spurs in 5. So, I know I said this last video, but you guys can tell me what you think again about the playoff predictions or my predictions. You think they're stupid? You think you're good? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. So let's see what 2K has to say about it. Simulate current round. Obviously, I didn't think the Blazers were going to win. I mean, okay, so 2K, I got I guess I didn't really, but I got Utah right, I got Rockets right, I got none of those right, and I got the Wizards right. So 2K is more bolder than I am. They got the damn Celtics getting 4-1. They got the Wizards 4-1 and the Hawks. They got the Bucks sweeping the Raptors and the Pacers beating the Cavs in 6, 7, 5, and swept. Okay, so very interesting 2K. But if you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. And as always, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. 200 grind. And as always, guys, oh yeah, and I did get paid, so I'm going to be looking at the comments of that 100 subscriber giveaway. If you haven't left your comment yet already, go ahead and go back to that video. It's on the setup tour, and you may have a chance to win the grand prize. But as always, guys, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace.